What's up, everyone? Prison Meddler here. Um, yeah, back with another album rank, and it's gonna be on Trivium. Now, I know that that ranking was supposed to be out not quite too long ago. Um, the reason why is because I had a technical difficulty, and all of my voices were recorded back then, but I decided to redo all of it because I just find it less frustrating. Plus, you can barely hear my voice, so I decided to start over again and make a brand new one. Not only will be a complete different, I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to go to further details on each album. I will explain all songs, just the songs and the production, but much more detailed. So, yeah. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, as some of y'all may know, I originally had their debut album, Ember to Inferno, as my least favorite, but it's not anymore. Now it's Silence in the Snow. Um, I will explain about Ember to Inferno later, but the reason why Silence in the Snow is my least favorite is I just rarely come back to it. I still like this album a lot. I think this is a really great album. Trivium doesn't really put out a mediocre album. I wouldn't consider this album mediocre. I just hardly come back to it. Yes, as y'all may know, this is their only album without any screaming due to Matt's vocals. He blew out in 2014 during their Vengeance Falls tour. So, which is very understandable. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the songs. I'm not talking about Snowfall because that's just the intro for the album. Silence in the Snow, I think that's the lead single from this album. Definitely a great opening. It's kind of like some power metal sounding towards it with symphonic sounding to it in the background. Very high quality sounding too. Then we got Blind Leading the Blind, another fun catchy song. I enjoy this one, especially the middle section. Dead and Gone has like a really great riff to it, and I also love the solos from it. The Ghost That's Haunting You, I definitely love the chorus from it. I find that very catchy. Pull Me From the Void, in my opinion, is probably my least favorite song from this album, but I still like it. I just don't really find it as interesting as their usual songs from this album. But it's not a bad song at all. Until the World Goes Cold, that's probably one of Trivium's most popular songs. Definitely a very catchy chorus, and I definitely love the middle section and the harmonies. Now, what I read on Wikipedia says that they criticize the use of autotune. I do not hear any auto tune from it, so I don't know what you're talking about. But whatever. Um, yeah, I still love this song, Until the World Goes Cold. That's a really great song. Um, Rise Above the Ties. That's another great one. I also love the middle section from it. The Thing That's Killing Me has amazing melodies and it's very melodic. And I also love the guitar riffs from it. Beneath the Sun, that's another great one. I love the melodies from it, from the chorus. Breathe in the Flames, which is mainly their closing track. Great way to close the album. Then we got two bonus tracks. Seize All Your Fire and The Darkness of My Mind. Seize All Your Fire is a great song. I just love the middle section and the riffs. The Darkness of My Mind, I like that one better than Seize All Your Fire. I find the chorus extremely catchy. Whenever I first heard it the first time, I just put it on repeat. I don't care if it's annoying. I just love the middle section and the tone of this song. I just love that song. Probably one of my favorites from this sound. I wish they would put that song on there instead of Pull Me From the Void. I guess I would replace that with The Darkness of My Mind. But I could see... Well, The Darkness of My Mind does have a slightly different tone than their usual songs, but I really enjoy this song a lot. But that's just my opinion. So, yeah. Nowadays, Silence in the Snow is now my least favorite Trivium album. But it's a great album, though. Don't get me wrong. Now, usually Trivium fans would put Vengeance Falls at the bottom. I could partially understand why, but it's whatever. To me, this album is very similar to their previous album, In Waves, except it has more clean vocals. Some of y'all may notice that this album is produced by David Draymond from Disturbed. Yeah, he produced that album, as y'all may know. And let's talk about the songs. Brave the Storm starts up great. Catchy chorus. Then we have Vengeance Falls. I love that middle section from Vengeance Falls and the solos. Strife, that's probably their most popular song from this album. I do think that's a great one. No Way to Heal reminds me of, sounds like he came back with his thrash metal sounding with his fast tempo. I love it. To Believe is a really catchy song, very heavy too. At the end of this war, starts off with the ballad at the beginning, but then it turned out really heavy, and it has a great solo to it. Through Blood, Dirt, and Bone, that's another great song. I just love the riffs through it. Villainy Thrives is a great build-up song. It sounded similar to Metallica's Enter Sandman for some reason. I don't know, it's just me though. Incineration, The Broken World is probably my favorite song from this album. It's a really great build-up song. I just love the middle section. I just find it very epic. And then we have the closing track, Wake, The End Is Nigh. Great way to end the album. Then we got 3 bonus tracks. Well, 2, because One of it's a cover song from the Misfits. And then there's another one called Losing My Religion by REM. Now, let's talk about No Hope for the Human Race. That's a pretty catchy song, thrashy song. I just find the middle section pretty epic on this one. And then they should have put As I Am Exploding as their closing track. I find that a great way to. I think this is a better closing track than Wake the Endless Night, in my opinion. Or they should have put it between. No, I take that back. You know what? Fuck it. No, I think that's a better closing. Put As I Am Exploding as their closing track, and then we'll be good. Yeah, I just don't really see anything wrong with this album. I know it's not really attempt to blow you away, but I find this album very fun to listen to. I just thought this is a very heavy album with amazing production by David Draymond. I also love its songwriting, so I think this album is better than Silence in the Snow, in my opinion, but it has to be my second least favorite, though. But I still love this album. Alright, now, as I mentioned earlier, yes, Ember to Inferno used to be my least favorite, but it's not anymore. Why? I just think it has much better songwriting. Now, I'll admit, I'm not a fan of the production from it. But I'm not a fan of to me, I kind of consider this to be their sounding the seventh trumpet, but except it's a better version of that album. Now, as y'all may know, all the songs were written by Matt Heafy. He was 17 years old when he made that album, which is very impressive. Many bands are not like that. He's still in high school. He wrote all 12 songs, or 9 if you count the interludes. But 9 or 10. Sorry, my math fucking sucks. But yeah, let's talk about the songs. Powers of Serpents, a great way to open the song. There's a re-recorded version, which I'm going to explain later. If I Could Collapse the Masses, I fucking love the middle section from it. Fugue, a Revelation is another great one. Now, Ember, pretty much every song from that album has a really great middle section. As y'all may know, the middle section for the metalcore genre has this breakdown. This one, however, has breakdown and solos from Matt Heafy, and I just love it. It's like, even though, yeah, I somewhat consider it to be their Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, which is an album by Avenged Sevenfold. It's nowhere, but it's like 10 times better. So yeah. And then, To Burn the Eye, that is probably my favorite song from this album. It just has a very catchy melodic chorus, and then it has a very interesting middle section. Falling to Grace, another great one. My Hatred is a very heavy song. When All Light Dies is amazing closing track. The middle section kicks fucking ass, dude. I fucking love that one. And that's pretty much my thoughts on Ember to Inferno. So yeah, a really great album, but it is nowhere near the top 5 for me. Now, I know this may piss a lot of you people off, but I just had to put What the Dead Man Say a bit lower. Why? There's some complaints I had with that album. First of all, I feel like this album is just way too short for me. Now, I love all the songs. It's just that I feel like the songwriting is kind of rushed from this album. Plus, it's 9 songs on there. I'm not including the intro. 9, I think that's what it is. I'm not including the intro from it. It just has 9 songs on there. I feel like, and I feel like the songs were kind of shorter. I mean, I love all songs. Don't get me wrong. It feels like most of all the songs on there is just B-sides from The Sin and the Sentence. But let's talk about the songs. What the Dead Man Say is a great way to open up. Catastrophist is a really great song. I absolutely love the middle section. Amongst the Shadows and the Stones, probably, in my opinion, the heaviest song from this album. Definitely the middle section, the way it turned out, it kind of reminded me of Shogun. Bleed Into Me, I love this song. It's kind of like Silence in the Snow a bit. Well, I know it has a little bit of screaming on it, but it kind of reminds me of Silence in the Snow a bit. The Defiant, that song sounds a lot like Caustic Are the Ties That Bind, in my opinion, just by the tone of it. Sickness Onto You, that's probably the best song from this album. It's like the mix between The Sin and the Sentence and Shogun. Especially the middle section sounds way different. Scattering the Ashes, that's another radio-friendly sounding song. Silence in the Snow kind of sounding song. Then we got Bending the Arc to Fear. That's another thrashy song. The Ones We Leave Behind sounds a bit like The Crusade a bit. But yeah, I just had to put it at number 6 this time just because the album is just too short and I feel like there's something more to it. But a really great album, one of my favorite albums of 2020, but it's at number 6 for me. Alright, Crusade. Um, Now, I know many people will put this album lower, but for me, I really love this album. Um, yes, it's a controversial album that it has a completely different genre sounding. They completely abandoned the metalcore sound and they started bringing in the thrash metal type sound. Um, so yeah, and as I know, it was criticized for sounding too similar to Metallica, especially Matt Heafy's voice sounds so much like James Hetfield, and they just want to sound something different with their music. So Matt Heffy wrote most of the songs, and yeah. So let's talk about the songs. Ignition, great way to open the songs. Very melodic too. I also love the solos. Detonation is an epic ass song. It's got starts off with a slower tempo sound, and it got much better with the middle section, and then the last section sounds like a different song a bit. I just love it how it turns out. Entrance of the Conflagration is another great one. It has an amazing solo and riffs. Anthem, We Are the Fire. I fucking love that song. I just love the riffs. As all me know. But one of my favorite Trivium songs of all time. Very thrashy too. Unrepentant. That's another great one. I love its middle section and the solo. And Sadness Will Sear, in my opinion, Sadness Will Sear is my least favorite song from the Crusade. I still like it, but I just don't think this song turns out as the other songs from the Crusade. Becoming the Dragon, that's probably my favorite song from this album. Holy shit, man, the fucking middle section and the solos is just fucking epic, man. Damn, dude. That is easily my favorite song from this album. One of my favorite Trivium songs, Becoming the Dragon. And I also love the outro of it. They did amazing. And then the next song, To the Rats, another epic middle section. Even though it's a 3-minute song, they have a epic middle section to it. This World Can't Tear Us Apart. It's more a melodic song, a bit slower, but it's a really great song though. Tread the Floods is another great song. I fucking love the middle section of it. Content Breeds Contamination. That's another great one. Catchy chorus too. Now there's a lot of hate for The Rising. I actually like that song, to be honest. I kind of find that catchy. And then we got the instrumental closing track, The Crusade. It's similar to like Metallica's instrumental songs like Orion or To Live Is to Die. And then we got two B-side tracks. Broken One, another great one, and then we got Vengeance, which is another epic song too. So, yeah, like I said before, I really enjoy this album. I know that many people would put this lower, but for me, it's at number 5 in my opinion. I just fucking love this album. In Waves is pretty much a return to roots album from that is a lot similar from their first two albums. As you may know, it does sound a bit different, mainly because I think it has this drop C sound to it, and that's kind of what it is. But as Omi know, it's their first album with blast beats in it, and their first album with Nick Augusto on drums. This is the only one of two albums with him on drums, that and Vengeance Falls. And yeah, it's another great album. It's pretty much the it just has this, fuck, what was it call it? Yeah, okay. Sorry if I'm pausing a bit. It does has some of the traditional heavy metal sounding. Yes, I'm talking about the special edition version. That's better than the standard. I prefer the special edition more. I feel like it sounds better. Um, I know some of you may rank this lower. I don't know why. I think you're going with a standard edition. The standard version isn't very good. That's why I'm going with a special edition. Now, let's talk about the songs. I'm not counting the interludes. So, starting in Waves, which is a classic song, or a modern classic song, I would say, one of their most popular songs. Um, Inception of the End, that's another great song. Love the middle section. Dust Dismantled. Um, I'm sorry, Dust Dismantled or Mantled or whatever. That is a fucking dark, dark song. It sounds very creepy. That's a creepy song. I fucking love it. Watch the World Burn. That's another great catchy song. I just love the riffs to it. Black. That's a heavy song. Kind of has this groove metal type sound. I love the riffs in it and the middle section. Oh my god, A Skyline Severance. That is a really great song. It's very heavy. The middle section, it just went that metalcore sound and it kind of sounded a bit faster. And I just love the solos to it. Then we got, Built to Fall. In my opinion, Built to Fall is probably my least favorite song from In Waves. I love it, but I just feel like it doesn't reach out as much as other songs from it. Let me think what else here. Built to Fall. Oh, Caustic Are the Ties That Bind. That is probably my favorite song from this album. I thought that was an epic song. I especially the middle section. It has this long interlude middle section. It's kind of similar with Shogun, how they changed their middle sections. It kind of has this little ballad, and then it just builds up with the guitar solo, and then just got back to heavy. That's easily my favorite song from this album. Then we got Forsake Not the Dream, another epic ass fucking song, very heavy too. Then we got two bonus tracks, Drowning in Slow Motion. The drumming is insane on this one. Fucking love the solos and the breakdowns. A Gray So Dark. It's kind of sound lighter sound. Kind of has like his punk rock type sound to it, but it's still really good. I just love the riffs and the solos and the melodies. And then we got Chaos Reigns, another heavy song. Fucking love the blast beats from Nick Augusto. Just an amazing song. And then the closing track for the standard version of All These Yesterdays. It has more like a melodic tone to it, and then it's much more melodic than the usual songs from this album, but I really love it. It's very catchy. And then we got two bonus. Shattering the Skies Above is one of my favorite Trivium songs of all time. I fucking love that song. I think it's a soundtrack to one of the God of War games, I believe. That is a really heavy song. One of my favorites. And then we got the final track, Slave New World, which is a cover from Sepultura. I actually like this one. I'm usually not a big fan of covers, but this one is actually really good. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah. So, In Waves is my fourth, is Nat, has to be at number 4. Alright. Sin in the Sentence. That is a great album. One of my favorites of 2017. Amazing songwriting. As Omi know, this is their first album with Alex Bent, and in my opinion, he is my favorite drummer from Trivium. He's probably the best drummer on there. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this is definitely, it has a much heavier sound, and it brought back Matt's screaming, which is completely absent from his previous album, Silence in the Snow. But yeah, that's an amazing album. Now let's talk about the songs. As Omi know, the title track, The Sin in the Sentence, really epic song. It really blew me away when I heard this song the first time, the day it came out. Oh my god, it never got fucking old, man. It's a very heavy track. It was not a disappointment at all. And then we got Beyond Oblivion. The fucking drumming, man. The drumming in the beginning, and it has this blast beat sound. Oh my god, dude. He's a fucking monster, Alex Bent. Then we got Other Worlds. It's a bit more melodic track. I love the chorus, and it has this very strong middle section to it. Like, especially the riffs and the melodies to it. Then we got The Heart From Your Hate. To be honest, that's probably my least favorite song from this album. Why? I feel like this song is kind of a leftover from Silence in the Snow, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I do love this song, but this has to be my least favorite song from this album. It's because I feel like it's a little bit repetitive, but it doesn't really bug me though at all. It doesn't bug me at all. But that has to be my least favorite from this album. It's still a great song though. Oh, and then we got Betrayer. Probably my favorite song from this album. Holy shit. I have never been this blown away before when I listened to this song the very first time. It's got the melodies, it's got the riffs, it's got the solos, it got blast beats, it has double bass. Just holy fuck, man. And it has songwriting too. And it has a very epic middle section to it that whenever you listen to it the first time, it changes your life. Like no bullshit. It really does. Then we got the wretchedness inside. It has a very unusual Trivium sounding. It kind of has this Pantera sounding riff, and then it has a very heavy middle section to it. Holy sh! And it got an amazing solo, and it goes back to its middle section. It just has this great breakdown to it, and I just love the riffs through it. That, from what I heard about this song, this was a song that Matt Heafy was a ghostwriter from a different band back in 2014. So Trivium decided to do that, re-record that song, and that's actually an amazing song. So yeah, another great song. Then we have Endless Night. Oh my, that's a very melodic song. I know some of you may put this as your least favorite and sound a little similar to Silence in the Snow, but to me, I really love its middle section and the solos. It just has this groovy solo sounding to it at the middle section. And holy fuck, Sever the Hand. That reminds me of Shogun. The middle section just has this Slayer type sound in the middle section with thrash metal type sound that it's just very unexpected. It's just what do you call it? It just starts off with a very pumped up, and then it just changed something, and then it goes on and on and on and on, and it gets better on and on and on and on. You should check that out. One of my favorites of all time. Then we got Beauty and the Sorrow. It has a very melodic song, catchy chorus, and the solos on there is just holy shit, man. It got melodic, it's heavy, it's everything. The Raven Kiss, a 7-minute song full of epicness. It starts up with a verse hook sound, and then the middle section just does all the work. What makes the song so great. It's got solos, everything, melodies, everything, just like the usual songs from The Sin in the Sentence. And then we got the closing song, Thrown into the Fire, another amazing closing song. It has much more screaming than singing, and he's using it the right way. Hopefully it won't fuck up his voice. Just a perfect way to close the album for sure. So yeah, The Sin in the Sentence is unfortunately at number 3. Now, Ascendancy is an amazing album, one of my favorites in 2005. And many Trivium fans will put this at number 1. I will explain my number 1 later. Now, on to the songs. Rain, a great opening song for sure. Then we got Pull Harder of the Strings of Your Martyr. That's a fucking amazing song. I also love the breakdown middle section. And then we got Drown and Tore Asunder, another amazing song. I fucking love the intro of it. Ascendancy, the title track, that's another amazing song as well. Um, a gunshot to the head of trepidation. Holy shit, that song is amazing. Um, I just love the solos. And I also love the dueling solos from it. It's just fucking amazing. It's kind of like Metallica and Iron Maiden type solos. And then we have Like Light to the Flies, another fucking amazing song. It's got a very long solo, and then it just has multiple middle sections in this song. This is what I just fucking love that song. This is probably one of my favorite songs from this album. Just like with Gunshot to the Head of Trepidation, it got a dual solo, just like with Metallica and Iron Maiden and all that. And then Dying in Your Arms, that's another great song. Yeah, it's a little short and it's more radio friendly, but I still love it. The Deceased, I fucking love that song. The middle section, the solos, it's just a very melodic song. I fucking love it. Suffocating Sight, holy shit, man. The breakdown on this one and the solos, it's just far from formulaic. Very far from it. You just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with it. And then Departure. Departure starts off very, very, very slow, but it gets much better in the middle section. It takes a lot of patience with that song. And then we got the closing track, Declaration, which is an amazing way to close the album. Holy shit, man. That is just... the middle section, breakdowns, the solos, and the outro. It's just... the outro has this amazing solo in it. And then we got 2 bonus tracks. I'm not including the Metallica Master of Puppets cover. Blinding Tears Will Break the Skies is another great one. I just love the riffs throughout. Washing Away Me and the Tides. Well, kind of my least favorite song from it. I just feel like they should add more to it. But I still like the song, though. But besides all that, I fucking love Ascendancy. I thought that's an amazing album. One of my favorites of all time. If you're a metalcore fan and you haven't listened to this album, I suggest you listen to it right now before you embarrass yourself. Oh, Shogun, 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 Shogun. Easily their best album. No contest. Easily their best album. One of my favorite metal albums of all time. Probably my top 10 or top 5. You're Missing Out. One of my favorites. Caristo Goman, Torn Between Skyla, and every single song. Well, I'm supposed to go more further details, so let's talk about the songs and then I'll talk about the rest later. Starts off with the opening, Caristo Goman. I can't even pronounce that name, but holy shit, that opening blows you away. just like with Metallica's opening, kind of reminds me of Battery. It just turns on with this thrash metal Metallica sounding sound, and then the middle section. Holy shit, man! Listen to it the first time, and I promise you, you will not regret it. Then we got the next song, Torn Between Skyla and Carbdis, whatever you pronounce it. One of my favorite songs of all time. It starts off with a verse hook, just like what other bands do, and then the middle section just changes, like it's a different fucking song. Or the tempo of it, it has a fucking bass solo on it. That's what I would love about the song. Many bands don't do that. And then Down for the Sky, one of the most popular songs. Another amazing song, just a very heavy song. Oh my god, Into the Mouth of Hell We March. Oh my god. The guitar solo is very unexpected. It just keeps going on and on and on, and feels like your head is about to explode. Like, no bullshit. Then Throes of Perdition, a much more melodic song, with an amazing guitar solo in the middle section, and the chorus is very catchy too. And then we got Insurrection, a much Metallica-like, with a mix of death. It's like Metallica and death mixed together with that song. No bullshit. And then it goes a different sounding middle section again, just like almost most of the songs from this album. And then we got the Calamity, just like with Throes of Prediction. A much more melodic song. A really great song. I find the chorus extremely catchy. And then we got a great solo as always. Okay, the shortest song from that album, He Who Spawned the Furies. Holy shit, I fucking love that song. It makes you feel like, it's just gonna bore me. Guitar solos. It's gonna be like the same thing, it's the same song, but no. It has a very slow tempo. The middle section is the opposite. I promise you, you're not gonna fucking regret listening to that song. You're missing the fuck out. And Prometheus and the Crucifix. That's another great song. Very catchy song. And then, like Callisto to a Star in Heaven, the fucking riffs, everything, melodies, guitar solos, vocals, drumming. Why the fuck did I forget about the drumming? It's a goddamn monster. And then, fucking Shogun, the closing track. Holy shit. That song. When I first heard it the first time, I'm out of words, man. That song never gets old. Probably my favorite Trivium song of all time. No bullshit. Then we got two bonus tracks, well, three, but one of them's the Iron Maiden cover song. Poison, the Knife, or the Noose. It got this growl vocals from Matt Heafy, and it has this great middle section. Amazing riffs, as always. Upon the Shores. Trust me, you're not going to regret listening to that song. You're missing the fuck out. It's got Matt Heafy. I don't know if it's Matt Heafy or Corey Bellew, but who did the deep growling? Chris Barnes? I don't know, man, but I fucking love that deep ass growl. And the solos kind of reminds me of this Kirk Hammett type solo. And yeah, in conclusion, one of the best albums of all time. I just can't believe no one would even mention about this album. This is one of the best albums I have ever heard. Definitely Trivium's best album, without a fucking doubt. If whether you're a fan of thrash metal or metalcore or any extreme genres, you need to check this album out. I'm not bullshitting you. Alright guys, so that is my Trivium album ranking from worst to best. And what is your Trivium album ranking? Let me know in the comments. And yes, my next ranking is Marilyn Manson. Now, I know I said that I wasn't going to do it at first, but for some reason I kind of changed my mind and decided to do it. Because I kind of like most of his 90s stuff and some of his recent songs from his latest album, We Are Chaos, and I kind of liked it. So I decided to go ahead and do it. But I'm still not going to do Five Finger Death Punch or Hollywood Undead. That is never going to happen on my channel, just so y'all know. I'm not doing Nickelback either. No, I will not do it. None of these bands will happen on my channel. So don't expect these bands. Don't expect me to rank those bands because I'm not doing it. So yeah, that's the end of the video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.